The primary use of SheepBytes is to formulate rations based on feeds grown on the farm. But often these rations require a commercial supplement formulated to match the farm-grown feeds. In SheepBytes, you can easily determine the required specifications for a custom supplement. Let's start from the rations list with the second ration and open it up. Now, because we're going to create the specs for a supplement rather than use this existing one, I'm going to remove the XYZ supplement. Yes. And I'm going to add something called new supplement. And I do that by clicking and getting into the feeds table, click on new, and I'm going to call this new supplement. The feed category I'll indicate as a supplement. The dry matter content of commercial feeds is usually around 90%, so we'll assume that's the case. And that's all we will do for the present time in this area. So we'll create that. It now shows up as new supplement on the feeds table. We will add it into the ration table and find it back there as the ration, in the ration. So new supplement, we'll assume that we're going to feed this, and we will know this from experience, but we'll assume that we want to feed that at 0.3 pounds per head per day. And that shows us that the dry matter requirement is within the range that's desirable. So now we go along and create the specs for this new supplement by comparing the recommended versus the supplied amounts. And you can see in this case, the net energy for maintenance is met, so we don't require any of that in the supplement. The gain is excessive as well, net energy for gain, so we're okay there. Protein is higher than requirements, so we really don't need any protein or calcium. The first nutrient that we're short of as we go along here is phosphorus. So we've got 0% right now in that supplement. We will start off by trying 1% and see what that does. That brings us up somewhat, 8.3, but still not meeting the requirement. So we'll go a little higher. We'll go to 1.5%, 1.5, and see that that gets us very close to meeting the phosphorus requirement now for this class of animal. We can't change the cost or the unit amounts there. We'll continue on down. Magnesium, we can see that we're excessive, for we don't need magnesium. We're excessive for potassium, and we're excessive for sulfur. We're a little low on sodium and chloride. We won't fiddle with that because we know that that's calculated by adding salt to the ration. So we get to the salt column, and we can see that we're well below the requirements. We'll start off by adding about 3% salt to that mix, and we see that that shows up as now meeting the salt requirement. Vitamin A, we have no vitamin A in the ration, so we'll start off by adding 100,000 IUs and see what that does for us. That gets us very close, but not quite close enough for comfort, so we'll change the 100 to 120. Vitamin D, as you can see, we've got nothing. We're going to put 5,000 in there for a starter. We can see that's only about half of what we need, so we'll bump that up now to 12,000. So this simply illustrates how we can use SheepBytes in this fashion to create the specifications for a new supplement. And we can continue on with all the rest of the nutrient columns until we got into the window of meeting the requirements where we're at. We then want to take that to our feed company, and we do that by going through the reports process. We go to reports. We want the feeds available report. And you can see there's our new supplement with the specifications that we've created. Remember, there's the 1.5% phosphorus that we needed. Here's the vitamin A at 120,000 IUs of vitamin A. Here's the vitamin D, etc. So by creating the specifications on the ration balancing page, getting them over onto the feeds available report, you can now take that to your feed company and say, this is the custom supplement that I require to balance my ration.